Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to the next video in the GBHL channel's review of the Desolation of Smaug Sourcebook.
Support your Hobbit hobby.
In the previous video we're going over some of the good heroes and now we're going to be going through some of the villains. Now this should take us a little bit less time.
Yeah, there are only four new profiles, aren't there?
4 new profiles, so we should be able to get through this pretty quick. Hope you watched and enjoyed all the other videos. Let us know if you've been enjoying them. So first up, Jamie, we've got a profile for
Yasneg. Now Yasneg was in the old edition but he didn't have a profile. The old edition, the old source book, but he didn't have a profile to his name, so he was just used as a hunter or captain with the ability to take a lance.
Something very, very different now.
Yes. Well, he's got 3 points of might because he's a named hero. 2 attacks, 2 wounds, fight 4, as all the other named Hunter Orc leaders do. He can still take his Feldwar, he can still take his lance. He's an expert rider, but he's got a special rule called the Price of Failure,
which is very, very fluffy. So if you've watched Unexpected Journey, you'll know what happens to Yasneg. We won't spoil that, although this probably will.
Master. Nah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
The Weathertop scene.
Yes, yeah.
That Amon Saul. Now, if your army contains both Azog and Yasneg, and a Turin-based contact at the beginning of your move phase, instead of rolling the dice to make a courage test, when the evil force is broken,
Yasneg can be removed from play. He just killed outright, and if you do so, Azog is considered to have automatically passed his courage test, and his standfast is increased to 12 inches. Furthermore, if Yasneg is removed from play in this way, then whilst Azog is alive, all Hunter Orc captains, Fimble the Hunter and Narzug reroll failed courage tests.
Oh, that's quite good.
That's quite good actually. Roll. So basically,
it's quite good actually.
Whilst your force is healthy, you want to burn his might.
Yes.
Make sure he's calling stuff, so you don't waste those points of might, and then get him killed off.
Yeah, that would be the best. That's the best way to use him.
You use and abuse him.
Use and abuse him. Use up his might, and then when it looks like you're getting down towards that point,
get him back to Azog, and Azog can just kill him.
Azog will kill him off. That's actually really good because they're quite a good support character.
Yeah.
Very fluffy, very thematic. We like things like that. So that is Yasneg.
Very similar to is it one of the Orc captains? He's got a head taker special rule where he can kill an Orc, and his standfast is automatically passed and moves to 12 inches.
Ugluk,
that's it. Yeah. Ugluk head taker. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugluk head taker. So next up, and this is a really interesting one.
Yeah, the Gundabad Orc captain. Now, what model is that we used to know?
It used to be
Bolg. Yeah.
Used to be Bolg. Has that not changed to Gundabad Orc General?
I assume it's the same difference.
Yeah, same. Is it the same thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So those gorgeous Bolg models that you have been using as Bolg with a Bolg profile.
It's not Bolg anymore.
It's not Bolg anymore. It is now a Gundabad Orc captain, and we need a Gundabad Orc captain for a reason. It's because evil.
Got a new troop type.
We're going to talk about the Gundabad Orc captain first of all.
Yep.
So he's reasonably cheap.
Yep. He's got the same stat line as an Uruk-hai captain, but with 1 less fight value.
So lower fight. Everything else is the same. Is he cheaper or the same?
He is. I think once you give him a shield, he is actually cheaper than the Uruk-hai captain.
He's cheaper, yeah, and he's cheaper because of that lower fight. But they do have a very interesting and again fluffy and thematic special rule.
And that's ancient enemies, just like the Gundabad goblins. These guys are going to reroll 1s when fighting against elves or dwarves.
That's nice. There's a bit of consistency between something
the
from
Gundabad location.
Yeah.
So everyone who fights in Gundabad gets the bonus against the elves and dwarves. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So that sounds pretty good. And these guys are here to lead
the Gundabad Orc Warriors.
Ooh.
Now these guys, again, very much like the fighting Uruk-hai, but with the lower fight value. Same stat line, pretty much.
The same points? Are they cheaper?
I think.
How much is a standard Uruk-hai?
They're the same points, you know.
Same points.
Same points, but I think their pike is cheaper.
Okay. So same points, but they get they've got a cheaper pike option. They're lower fight, but again you're getting that ancient enemies rule. Which is very interesting. And let's have a little look at the model here, because the model is probably going to have a Marmite reaction. I think this might change a little bit when we see them in the movies.
Yeah, as we discussed in our initial thoughts video, they've got a very, very weird helmet. Basically, if you imagine you're wearing your helmet, they've got this big sort of metal plume at the front that sticks up about 1/2 foot in the air.
Yeah, it's effectively the same kind of size of their head. It's doubling the size of their head almost. Yeah. They're very sort of heavy. It looks like heavy armour. It's like plate armour.
Got plate armour on. They look very similar to the fighting Urukais, the description people have made and the link on the forums.
They do. One of the good things about it is you can tell that it is like a Gundabad orc. So these sort of pale orcs that you see in the opening battle.
Yeah.
I know that the armour looks a bit different.
A little bit different, yeah.
The armour's different, so we're probably going to see a lot of these in this next movie.
Yeah. You think so, yeah.
You think so? And maybe in the Battle of Five Armies as well.
Yeah. Can't wait for that scene.
Looking forward to that. So yeah, these guys are quite interesting and something for evil, so good for all you evil players. And finally, and probably...
most controversially and disappointingly...
Yeah, for people who like the spiders.
Yeah.
So initially, when we saw the leaked pictures, we didn't really like the look of the spiders at first because we thought that they looked a bit flat, but that was pictures that didn't do them justice.
That's with most Games Workshop models at the moment. They seem to be doing real injustice to themselves.
Well, interestingly, it was the leaked picture was disappointing, which would have been sort of a picture from here somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was those ones.
But the one on the Games Workshop site when we did sort of a second look, you can actually see that they are
a bit better. Yeah,
they are quite a bit better. They look like they're climbing over things a little bit more, and they've got a bit more to them. However,
their stat line has gotten much worse and more expensive than the old giant spiders.
So the old giant spiders,
they came on a cavalry base, were worth 4 Moria Goblins for shield. These guys are worth 5 Moria Goblins for shield.
I've just worked out how much a Moria Goblin with shield is right this second.
Well done. But these Mirkwood spiders, in comparison to the old giant spiders, have decreased their fight value by quite a lot, decreased their movement, and decreased in the courage.
And they can't do that sort of climbing over all?
No, they've just got woodland creature. They've not got the... I think
what's it called?
I can't remember what
where they climb over everything.
The specific rule. For,
yeah. Now they do have an additional special rule.
Yeah, they've got venom, they've got woodland creature.
The venom is re-rolling.
Re-rolling ones to wound. Yeah.
Did the old spiders have that?
Old spiders have that, yeah.
Yep, okay.
They come on now a monster base, so much bigger, whereas the old ones were on a cavalry base, and it was quite convenient having them on cavalry bases because it's easier to get places.
And the problem with obviously having something on a monster base, especially if it's not really powerful,
is it can get swamped much easier.
Yeah.
The spider webs, however, is treated as a missile weapon. It doesn't say what kind of weapon though, so you know I don't know if it's a thrown weapon or if it's a bow style weapon where you have to move half or you can move full. I would think it's a thrown weapon due to the range being 6 inches, but it needs clarifying. And if you hit a model with your spider web, you will be paralysed, which you can check in your magic spells of the main rulebook to check what that does to them.
Which is quite nice.
Which is good, yeah, very good.
And thematic and fluffy.
Paralyse is a great spell, and not enough things have it, in my opinion. Only Barrow Whites, these guys, and Ashrak, if you wound him, can paralyse you, and more stuff needs it. A hero can spend a point of fate to avoid being paralysed, so it is quite a good way if you sort of spam these guys in your army to whittle away fate points.
Yeah. Are we going to see many people bring in Mirkwood spiders? This version?
Potentially. In my head, they sound quite good coupled with...
you need them in the journey scenarios.
Yes, you need them in them. What's his name? Druzag, the Beast Caller. He makes them a good fight value again, increases their strength, increases their attacks, increases their courage, and they will be quite a decent addition with him. But
we might as well take the others.
In all honesty, for cheaper points, you might as well go for the others because you're going to get that increase in fight value, and everything else is the same.
And that is it.
That's it for
so far. Now, I'm guessing at some point there will be further supplements because in this movie...
I've just noticed, sorry, in the book, if you look here, they've got sort of like an evil fellowship.
Oh, let's have a look. That's quite good, actually. That's quite cool. There's only 4 evil models with details in this release. I think with this release, it's very much orientated to Mirkwood, isn't it? It's almost like a
yes,
Mirkwood.
It is, yeah.
Very much a Mirkwood kind of...
I think that's where all the action is in this film.
Yeah, definitely a Mirkwood orientated release. We've got lots of sort of depth in their army list, etc. But some stuff in there for you evil players out there. So let us know what you think. Make sure you comment below and get involved in the conversation. And tell us what you think about the new Desolation of Smaug Sourcebook rules, army lists, models, everything. As always, you've been here with Jamie and James. Support your hobby, guys. Have your strategy battle gaming.
Have fun.